JLS Studios presents Urban Stories, What Remains of a Man. Chapter 4, Something Breaks. The walk from Hollis Hall was silent. Not the peaceful kind, the oppressive, drowning kind, like being submerged too long and realizing the surface might never come. The rain had become a constant hiss around him, whispering things he didn't want to hear. Each drop landed heavy, soaking through cotton and skin and bone, until he couldn't tell where the storm ended and he began. He refused to cry. Not here. Not for her. But his body betrayed him with smaller fractures. Breath hitching ragged in his throat, eyes burning raw under the sting of rain, ribs squeezing inward until he could barely draw air. His fists dug deep into the front pocket of his hoodie, nails pressing crescent moons into his palms. Tiny proofs of existence. Proof that even gutted he was still alive.
Maybe it wasn't what it looked like.
He muttered into the storm, the words eaten before they reached his own ears. A harsher voice, sharp as glass, merciless as truth, answered back.
Don't be stupid. You heard her. You know that sound.
Marcus staggered at the memory. That sound. Her laugh, soft, breathless, caught around another man's name. It played over and over, like a cruel refrain on a loop he couldn't stop. Every step forward felt like dragging his body through broken glass, the shards digging deeper each time he dared think of her face. Bliss. Even her name was venom now. Once, it had been honey. The last note of a verse landing perfect. Now it curdled bitter in his mouth, thick as ash.
Maybe I wasn't enough.
He whispered.
Stop. You were enough. She wasn't.
The voice snapped.
I could have. She chose to burn.
The campus unfurled before him, twisted into something foreign. St. John's no longer looked like home. It looked like a conspiracy. Its brick buildings rising around him like judges' towers, silent and unforgiving. The street lamps glowed in halos above clusters of laughing students, their joy obscene in his collapse. He hated them. Their careless noise, their bright eyes, the way they moved untouched by ruin. They didn't know how fragile the heart was. They didn't know the sharp sound it made when it cracked. But Marcus Barnes did. The Vincentian statue rose ahead, stone arms open in a permanent gesture of welcome. He stared until the rain blurred it into something breathing.
What's the point?
He rasped, voice ragged against the wind.
Of being good, of loving, right? If they just...
His voice drowned under the storm. The statue offered no answer. Nothing holy ever does.
She said I was her peace. She said no one ever understood her like I did. She said, forever.
The words churned like bile in his gut, until another voice cut in. Not cold, but older. Hardened.
She lied. No. She lied. You built a future on a lie. I loved her, and she spit on that love, left you clutching the ashes.
His knees almost buckled. The betrayal wasn't the futon, the body, the voice in the dark. It was everything. Every whispered midnight call that now meant nothing. Every playlist that was no longer his. Every trembling line of poetry written only for her. All of it hers. And she had never truly cared. He pressed his palms hard against his eyes until bursts of false stars flared against the black.
I'm so stupid. You're not stupid. You're changed, and no longer weak, no longer stupid, no longer the sucker.
The rain intensified, drumming the pavement like a relentless clock. Sirens wailed somewhere far, red and blue strobes faint through the downpour. The night itself seemed to hush, holding its breath, as something heavy stirred inside the hollow space of him. Not rage. Rage was too loud, too wild. This was quieter, denser, like molten raw cooling, hardening into a blade.
I'm going to ruin her,
Marcus whispered, steady for the first time since Hollis Hall.
Not with hands, not with shouting, with silence, with distance, with everything she'll have to watch me become.
A laugh slipped from his throat, brittle, almost inaudible, but real.
She'll think she broke me, but I'll build something she can't touch, and she'll see it every single day.
The thought didn't soothe. It didn't erase the ache that clawed at his chest, but it gave shape to the darkness inside him, weight to the ache in his bones. One day, he would carve it into verse. Not the songs she hummed while cooking, not the ones they shared in headphones under soft lamplight, not the notes she once scrawled in his notebook. Something sharper, something final. And when it came, the breaking sound wouldn't belong to him anymore. It would belong to her. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe.